Hello everyone, thank you for watching. Today I'm going to describe the Women's Million Women's March to you and give you the facts, something the media will not give you, and most Christian ministries won't touch with a 10-foot pole. So you don't want to miss this, because it plays into exactly what God has given us to do this year. It just confirms our mission. You don't want to miss this program in more ways than one. In 1991, the Lord gave me a vision of these women that were coming on the scene that would infect, I call it infect, the nation. And I found a copy of that vision when I got back from Washington, and you won't believe it. I sat back and I knew I wrote the vision. I knew I'd used it in the ministry for years to explain why my ministry had changed focuses and changed its course. Also, God spoke to me what to do, and He told me that if I would be obedient. Now, I'm talking about 1991. This is 25 years ago. He said if I'd be obedient and I'd organize prayer circles, that when these women arrived, that in the Spirit, our prayer circles would win the battle in the Spirit, and we would see them fall before they took over the nation by using psychopolitics. This vision has just totally manifested. I just want to know, with my friends, I'm finding so many friends that really don't have confidence. I mean, they've lost faith, they've lost momentum, they follow what feels good or hype, and they don't know the difference. And I just want to know if God has shown you something supernaturally and you are walking it out. If so, this program is for you. I walked out this vision for 26 years. Go call your friends and tell them Faye is on. She's going to expose the demons in hell using feminists. Not all women. They put us all in their bucket. We are not feminists. There are women, and then there are feminists, and we need to segregate the two. They are sent here, and they have been sent here since the 60s to build Satan's kingdom. They want our children. They want our daughters. They are their target. We must break this demonic influence before we lose any more of our daughters. Have you lost your daughter? The demons in hell, and you don't know how to get her back? But this program is for you. I am Faye Hardin, and this is Well, welcome back, everyone. We don't have a lot of time, so I want to get right to the point. But going to the inauguration, January 20th was one of the greatest days of my life. I've never felt God so strong in any place as I did on the mall, facing the inauguration and the oath of office, and seeing our president literally take the oath of office of becoming president of the United States, when I knew that only God could have put him there. I've never seen anybody so maligned as this man. But watching or hearing the maligning words and the media that is so confused, so communistic rooted, Islamic rooted, is one thing, but walking in it is something else entirely. The protesters, which that's not what they are, these were people who were sent to torment, torture, hinder, anarchists is exactly what they were. They didn't come to accomplish anything. They came to hinder and harass. And they are all Democrats. I want you to know that. They were all Hillary's constituents. I want you to know that. And they're all Obama's constituents. I also want you to know that I've written a Face Facts dated January the 19th that gives Obama's plot for the future. You must get the Face Facts, January the 19th, giving his complete plan, why he's going to do and what he's going to do and how he is going to organize people that literally mock God. They mock our flag. They're Muslim bound. And the freedom of religion, as far as they're concerned, is no more. The Christians are irrelevant. 65 million people that voted in this election are irrelevant because they're louder, they bluff you, they curse you, they use people from all walks of life, and the torment and silence us is their goal. Not to, and that's what Islam is. Islam does not coexist. Anywhere does not coexist. And the goal is to make sure everybody thinks the way they do. And much of them, if you don't, whether you're Muslim or non-Muslim, will cut your head off. That's what they do when they can't force you to do what they want you to do. And every time they have a big war, kill a few people, aid's got to come. Aid's got to come. We've got absolutely people in our government that must wake up and understand aiding and abetting terrorism is not what our tax dollars are for. I want to read after we left Washington, which was at midnight on the 20th. It was so expensive we could only stay a 24-hour period, but we were able to be at the inaugural ceremonies. The minute that President Obama took his oath and was declared president, I stood to my feet and literally I couldn't help it. The Spirit of God took over me. I blew my shofar, covered him, his wife, his family, his staff with the blood of Jesus. And then I prophesied the Hebraic blessing over him. Being in the midst, being there with the thousands and thousands and thousands of people, it was like a revival. So the few harassers and tormentors and anarchists did not put any damper on the people that went to welcome this nation back to God and welcome the president to the United States. Well, the next day, it had been pre-planned for a Million Women's March on Washington. Very planned. Very, very, very funded. And then the crowd was insurmountable. I want to show you this picture before I read you my vision. But I want you to look at the women that invested in going to Washington to decree that any woman that didn't submit to their godlessness, their bigotry, that we were irrelevant and we did not count. They were the voices. We had no choice. It's their choice. And then when you see the signs and the hats that had horns like devils, the vulgarity on those signs, the filth that came out of their mouth, and the authority that they were taking in this nation, even though there was 3 million women marching on Washington. They wanted to silence Trump. They want to impeach Trump. They want to insult Trump, insult America, insult everybody that they couldn't control. And the media, it is a creation of the media. And it's not real. The people that were there, the 1.5 million people that were there for the inauguration, were irrelevant. That's not America. Let me show you what God showed me, and let me show you why this year is so important to get involved with what we're doing. These are the women that are controlling the colleges, the schools, the curriculum. These are the women that are so confused that death is what they edify. Death to the unborn. They're in charge of seducing our daughters. That's why they have such an audience. They control the classrooms. They control grant money. The communist movement in this country funds them in so many different ways. One of the organizers was a member of the Muslim Brotherhood. And in my Face Facts, if you get it, you will see her picture. You will see that the Muslim Brotherhood was in cahoots with the communist-based women, and the media will never tell you that. So I want you to think about it. But before this happened, in 1991, I had a vision that changed me. And I've told it over and over and over since then. 10 years into my ministry, raising up prayer teams, praying for America, learning the history of America. I didn't even know who the governor of Florida was when God began to show me this, and didn't care. I knew nothing about how government operates or works, and didn't care, which is where the majority of Christians have been in the past, but we are learning and growing. This was the picture, Faye's vision in 1991. And that was what I saw, as far as you could see. It says women are coming on the scene that will affect, except I've changed that word to infect, the church and the nation. Organized prayer circles to combat their demonic power takeover of America. I've never changed this report, so I just want you to see, compare it to what I just showed you with and the Capitol is in the background of these women. Look at their hats, like horns, like from the devil. Let the vision speak. And what I did is I did a report a few years ago, Patriotic Prophetic Visions, and I still have these reports for people who would like to order them and put a donation, especially the $125 I've been asking you for several weeks. These prophetic visions of America are unbelievable. The first one is George Washington's vision, and it proved that we were going to win this war that has begun with the Democrats, with Obama, and a lot of Republicans. It's the globalist war. It's the establishment war. It's crooked politicians' war, using politics to control us and to enrich themselves at our expense. Let the vision speak. It was January 1991. I was in Washington, D.C. at the National Religious Broadcasters Annual Convention. Prior to the convention, the U.S. Media Director for the International Christian Embassy, I coordinated the first one and the most successful interfaith meetings ever held in the United States, called the 1991 Israel Encounter. And I'm not gonna read all that because I want to get to the vision. Overwhelmed, I turned to the White House. Let me read the last paragraph. Arriving on Pennsylvania Avenue, we were stopped by an organized march of thousands of people with peace as their motive. Varied ages, organizations, universities, and even mainline denominations were represented. CNN News estimated the gathering at 70,000 people. Their signs bore the inverted crucifix, Russian swastikas, and many satanic and occult emblems. Some came right up to me and my friends, sticking out forked tongues and glaring, threatening eyes. This was my first experience with communist organized mobs, and it was in Washington when I was at a meeting. Overwhelmed, I turned to face the White House, and I felt a great burden. I asked my friends to join hands, get in agreement with me as I prayed in the Spirit, asking God to forgive America and the blindness in part that has hit our country. I prayed to bind the spirit of witchcraft, Islam, Satanism from their roles in this. We are one nation under God, the living God. My friends joined hands and they prayed with me. Upon my return to the hotel, CNN was reporting that similar marches were occurring in New York, in Los Angeles, in Las Vegas, in each between 70 and 100,000 people gathered in the same name, peace. My thoughts were that these marches didn't object when Saddam Hussein destroyed lives and nations. Their only concern surfaced when our government refused the enemy's plan. As I looked, I saw this as the beginning of planned Islamic takeover of our nation. Thousands of people attended the convention at the National Religious Broadcasters in Washington hotels. They were filled to capacity. Where were the Christian leaders headed? How many others actually saw what I saw? From the topics of the speakers and the agenda of the conference, it appeared no one had. After returning from Washington and realizing the pressures steaming in our nation's capital, I was very sick for 8 days. I asked God, what would you have me do? After returning from Washington, realizing the pressures steaming in our nation's capital, I was very sick. In March, a night vision changed the course of my life. I was awakened 3 consecutive nights at exactly the same time. The third night, I knew the Lord was requiring my attention. I knelt on my knees and God revealed to me the course He wanted me to take. He showed me the ways of the world would not save our nation, only the way of the cross. He showed me that women would play a direct role in 1991 concerning the church and our nation. Then He showed me these women, thousands of women, strong women, women who were united and powerful, women very successful with projects, women all walks of life. I asked the Lord. The women I knew were experiencing many difficulties. I saw neither strength nor confidence like the women in my vision. The Lord told me that the women, some beautifully dressed, some housewives, some professionals, others street people, but all in one mindset, are women sold out to their God. He said these are totally committed women. They are focused, their aim is direct, their target is sure, and their God is Lucifer. My vision goes on, and it's too long for this program. But what the Lord did, He gave me what was to come. I was appalled. I saw thousands and thousands of women. I asked the Lord, why are you showing me this? And then the Lord made it clear to me that the spiritual unity of these women must be challenged. And I have an outline of what their purpose and plan was. You'll have to order it. It's too long for this program. But what God showed me is that if I would begin to organize prayer circles, 3 to 10, and I would begin to pray for our country, that when they got to their victory march, that our prayer circles would be stronger than their unity and all of their money and all of their witchcraft. And their leader, Hillary Rodham Clinton, would not accomplish what she had purposed to do. I began in 91 organizing prayer circles. I began to study these women. They are feminist. They are wicked. And what they did in Washington, D.C., we've got to go to Washington and purify the land. I've never seen anybody like them. They are organized. They want to infect every woman, and our daughters are their targets. Barack Obama is organizing the Communist Party, these women. He's organizing the Muslims. He's organizing every atheist that he can find. They're getting organized, and he's behind this march. We can cut him off at the pass because his target are young black boys. They want them for Allah. I need your help to stop this. Hi, I'm Faye Hardin. Just want to take a moment and encourage you to equip yourself to become a patriotic prayer warrior that reaps results. We must prepare for the harvest. I equip my intercessors with the tools they need to pray prayers that bring results. The Congressional Directory, the Shofar, and our weekly prayer bulletin, which are mailed first-class mail. I'm asking 125 people to help me throw a lifeline with a $125 seed that will take us to repossess the land. Today, will you write that check and say, Faye, here is my lifeline seed. Well, our time is gone again, but I'm going to quickly give you a little bit more of what God showed me about the women coming on the scene. Goal number one for these women, according to my vision, in 1960, demonic strength empowers the spirit of divorce. Number two, 1968, drugs altering the minds of our youth. The goal number three, 1991, target the Christian women. Goal number four, all men must fail or die. Goal number five, pastors are in the bullseye. And the Lord spoke to me, call forth Christian women, call them forth now. The voice of God was so clear, and the scripture that He gave me to work to do this with was in the book of Jeremiah 9:17 through 24. I'm not going to read it all because I don't have time, but you can read it. But in part it says, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider ye, call for the mourning women, that they may come. Send for the cunning women, that they may come. And let them make haste, take up a wailing for us, that our eyes may run down with tears, and our eyelids gush out with waters. For the voice of wailing is heard in Zion. I've been on this message since 1991, and it has happened. It's here. I've been calling forth women all these years, but they haven't heard. It's time to hear. Your daughters are targeted. The black children are targeted. What about the white children? Well, what is there but filth? What is the filth that's the signs? There were men in this women's conference, and our children are their targets. Where are the Christians? Where are the Bibles? Where's the witnessing? Now is the time to repossess the land. I want you to sit down right now and say, Faye, you can give to all the other ministries in the world, but where's the fruit? You can have all the prophecies you want, but where's the fruit? You can have people that pray, but where are the results? Just because people have a mission doesn't mean that anything changes. I've asked people, people have been here, they've done this. I said, but what changed? When our intercessors go on location, things change. So I need for you to write me a letter and say, Faye, I'm going to throw a lifeline. I'm a woman, I'm going to stand with you. And I want you to write a check for $125. Put it in the mail. Get in agreement with me. And I really need for you to make that a monthly pledge. There's no reason this TV program cannot do exceedingly and abundantly above wherever hope, thought, or even ask, if you can hear what the voice of God is saying. These women are wicked. They have infected our children long enough. They say women's rights. No, it's feminist, communist, godless, mocking God, permission. We're not there. They don't represent me, none of them. And for them to assume, but see, I'm irrelevant. The 29 million people that voted for Donald Trump that don't believe in killing their own babies, don't believe in living the lives of I won't say it, but you know what I'm talking about. Mail that check today. Let me know. Become a prayer warrior with us. Take a stand and watch God. Hi, I just want to thank you for supporting 2016 with us. We have had some awesome prayer summits in 3 cities, in 3 states, redeeming the land and avenging the blood of the innocent. We have met some of the most powerful professionals that do have the information on our country that you need to hear. And we want you to know that God is blessing our program. You can now download the GEB app on your cell phone, on your tablet, or on Roku. And DirecTV now is offering programs on your phone apps. So check it out. Help us get the word out. And then our YouTube also airs our program.
Faye wants to hear from you. Her desire to see America come out of exile is raising up one of the most powerful, informed, anointed, and united prayer networks in America for America. She is organizing Christians for the U.S. Constitution to give uncompromising believers back their voice and witness. If this program has blessed you and you believe in what Faye is doing, contact her, pray with and for her, partner with her. She would love for you to host an Insight rally in your church or city. Organize an Intercessors with Insight prayer team or join one. For a complimentary pocket-sized constitution or Faye's fax, call or email Faye 407-265-0700 or faye.usainsight@gmail.com. Write Insight USA, P.O. Box 917689, Longwood, Florida 32791.